Good morning, everyone. Today, our lesson will be about decimal place value. Please download all the attached resources as always. Open your student book, page 628. Open your notebook, a new page. Write the date, the day, lesson title. Follow the instructions in each slide. You can repeat watching as many as you want. Hope you are enjoying. Our plan will be to read and write decimal in Word, standard, and expanded forms. Let's revise what are decimals, how to read decimals, how to write decimals in standard, Word, and expanded forms. Then we're gonna start solving questions from the book, page 629. Decimal place value. Do you remember this grid? If we want to write it as a decimal, how do we write it? Excellent. We write first 1 as a whole and 25. 25 what? Who remembers? Excellent. This grid represents hundredths. So it's 1 and 25 hundredths. This is the decimal place value chart. 1 decimal point, tenth, hundredths. So 1 and 25 hundredths. This is called the standard form. What do we mean by standard form? We write the number in using numbers. What do you think the word form is? Excellent. How do we read it? 1 and 25 hundredths. So remember always, when we want to read the decimal, we divide the number into two parts. The first part, which is to the left of the decimal point, we read it as it is. So, as you see, this is 1. Instead of decimal point, we say and. Then we read the other number as it is, which is 25. What should we add? After 25, we should add the word hundredths. Why hundredths? Because we have 2 digits. So again, 1 and 25 hundredths. Who wants to try to do this? Excellent. We have 3 as a whole and we have 95. How do we read it in standard? How do we write it in standard form? 3 decimal point 95. Now try to read it. Excellent. 3 and 95 hundredths. 3 and 95 hundredths. Let's try this. How do we read the first one? I'm giving you time. Excellent. 36 and 100ths. Let's try it over here. First of all, we write Sunday. $29. The title is Decimal Place Value, page 628. So the number is 36.1. How do we read it? Look, we divide the number into 2 parts. How do we read this part? We read it 36. Instead of the decimal point, we say and. Then, how do we read this? It's 1. 1 what? 1, 2. So how many digits do we have? 2. So it's 100ths. What about the second one? 2, 5. Divide the number into 2 parts. The first part, which is 2. Instead of the decimal point, we write and. Then 5. How many digits? It's 1. So 5 tenths. Then, how do we read this? 6 and 38, 38, 1, 2, so 38 hundredths. Now, let's check. 36 and 100th, 2 and 5 tenths, 6 and 38 hundredths, 41 and 52 hundredths. Amazing. Now, how do we write the standard form for the following? 19 and 73 hundredths. Look how I need you to write. They said 19 and 36 and 33 hundredths, 73 hundredths. Now, I want you always to put these lines. Why these lines? Because we divide the number into two parts. The first part, which is the whole, the second part, which is the parts. So, they said 19 and. So, here is the and. What do we have before and? We have 19. So, to the left, we should write 19. And 73 hundredths. So what do we have to the right of the decimal point? We have 73. Now, is it 19 and 73 hundredths? Yes, excellent, it is. Let's try number 2. Again, put lines and let's see the numbers. The number. 20 and 8 hundredths. 20 and 8 hundredths. Let's write it. They said to the left of the decimal point we have 20. To the right of the decimal point we have 8 hundredths. So we should have 2 digits. Where should I put the 8? Of course here. Do I leave it empty? No. Let's check the answer. Is it 20 and 8 hundredths? Yes, it is. Excellent. Number 3. 83 and 7 tenths. 83 and 7 tenths. So here, when I write, I'm gonna write 1, 2, decimal point. We have tenths, so do I need to do 2 lines or 1 line? Of course 1 line, because I have just 1 digit beside the decimal point, which is tenth. The number says 83 and 7 tenths. Excellent. Now, let's go to the last one. 11 and 2 tenths. So, again, we should write 4, 2 lines, decimal point, 1 digit. Why? Because we have it tenths. So, 11 and 2 tenths. Is it clear? Amazing. Now, decimal place value and value. Now, I want you to differentiate between place value and value. Place value from the word place. Where is its place? Where is it? So you should tell me where is it. The value, we should write a number. So in the first one, 39.58. 3, which is the red digit, it's tens. Tens, the place value for it is tens. Why it's tens? Because it's a whole. Where? In the tens place. What's the value for it? 30. You know 30. Now, 39.58. B. What's the place value for the red digit, which is 9? 9. The place value for it is in the ones. But what is the value? It's 9. 9. Nothing. Now, 39.58. Now, 5, where is it? 5. It's in the 10th place value. And how do we write it? Look how do we write it. Now, the number we have 39.58. I need to write the value for this number, right? So, I'm gonna say, instead of this, I'm gonna write 0 because I'm writing the value. Decimal point, then 5. So what's the value for it? It's 5/10. 5/10. The place value is tenth. So the place value, you should write a word. In the value, you should write a number. Now let's try to make it for 8. What's the place value for 8? To the right of the decimal point, we start by tenth, then hundredth. So what's the place value for 8? Excellent. Hundredth. What is the value for 8? Instead of the whole, we write just 1 0. Then, do we write 5? No, we write 0. Then 8. So what's the value? Let's read it. 8 hundredths. 8 hundredths. So this is the value for 8. Let's try some examples. Tell the value of the underlined digit for each number. 5 and 56 hundredths, 36 and 75 hundredths, 25 and 6 tenths, 10 and 47 hundredths, 27 and 89 hundredths. I'm giving you time to do them in your notebook. Let's try the first one. 5 and 56. We have the value of 5. We look to the left, everything to the left put it 0. Then 5 tenths. So the value of the 5 is 5 tenths. Here, 6. So 3 you can put it 0 if you want. Then 6, what's the value for 6? It's 6. Decimal point 0. How do we read it? We read it as 6 ones. When you want to read it, you read it as 6 ones. 6, just 6. Now, what about this? 2, 5, decimal point 6. Excellent, it's 20. We can write 20 as this, or we can write it as we always know, which is 20. What about this value? It's 0. Does it have any value? No. And the value for this? 0 instead of the whole, 0 instead of this digit, and then 9. So read the value, 9 hundredths. Excellent. Did you get them all correct? Now, there is something called expanded form. Let's discuss and find what is expanded form. Now, if I ask you to write the value for each of the digits here, let's start by 1. What's the value of 1? 10. Excellent. What's the value for 7? 7. Excellent. What's the value for 2? 2 tenths. Excellent. What's the value for 9? 9 hundredths. Excellent. Now, expanded form says that you write all of the values of each digit in the number, then put between them plus sign. So, expanded form is the value of each digit in the number added together. Again, write the value for each digit in each number, then add the value together. This is the expanded form. Let's try doing the expanded form for these numbers. Giving you time while I'm writing them on my notebook to see how. Let's start the first one. 258. We're gonna write the value for 2, the value for 5, and the value for 8. Add them. This is the expanded form for the first one. Try the second one. 30, then the value for 6, the value for 7, and the value for 1. Let's add them. Excellent. Now here, 40 plus 0 plus 9 tenths plus 6 hundredths. Here, 80 plus 7 plus 0, if you want to write it, it's okay, plus 100. Is it hard how to write the expanded form, guys? Just add the values together. Good job. Did you see how easy? So we learned standard form, word form, and expanded form. Now how to write the expanded form in the standard form. Let's try. Now, when I solve, I prefer to write lines. In grade 4, just we're gonna take tens in the whole and tenths and hundredths in the decimal. Now, where do we put 20? To the left of the decimal point. Amazing. So 20, it's gonna come here. So, but do we write that 0? No, because it's a value. 6, it's in ones place. So we're gonna put it here. Now 5, it's in which place? 5 tenths. So it's supposed to be in the 10th place value, which is here. And 300 in the 100th place value, which is here. Let's try the other one. Put lines. Now, we have the first number 8. Where is it in the place value? In the ones, because it's 8. So we're gonna put it here. Now 0, I don't know where. Now let's see 6. 6 what? Hundredths. So it's supposed to be in the 100th place value, which is here. Now, can I leave this empty? No, it's supposed to be 0. This one, it's not important. Let's try this. Now, what's this? 10. 10, it's supposed to be where? The 1 in the 10 place value, 10. So, 1 is here. 2 in the 10th place value, which is here. 3 in the 100th place value, which is here. Now, can I leave this empty? No, because it's to the right of the number, so it's supposed to be 10. So the number is 10 and 23 hundredths. Let's try this. 3 in the ones place value, which is here. 1 in the 10th place value, which is here. 5 in the hundredth place value, which is here. Is it clear? Excellent. Amazing, class. Now, I want you to open your notebooks and solve this with me. Number 1, write 8 and 700ths in standard form. 8 and 700ths. 2, write the word form and tell the value for the red digit. I will not read it, you should read it. Then write each number in standard form. 12 and 5300ths. 30 plus 6 plus 0.8 plus 0.09. I didn't read it in decimal form. You should do them. Check your answers. Thank you so much for watching. You can start with your homework, lesson 11 too. It's already, you can do it already online. Please submit it online. Here is a PDF if you need it, but please submit your homework online. You can find it online and you have choices, or you can fill in the blanks. And here is a PDF if you need it. My dear students, I missed you very much. I really miss you. We're gonna come back soon, inshallah. Have a nice day. Love you all.